Hi and welcome to your YouTube channel with a new video today. I want to send you peace, I want to send you love wherever you are in the world, like always. Alright, today we're talking about the second emotion of the four major emotions of the devil. So this emotion is guilt. And guilt is so big. It's something that most of us experience most of the time, right? What is guilt? Where does it come from? Why do we feel guilty? And how to overcome this feeling? That's what we're gonna talk about today. So, my friend, guilt comes after doing something and feeling bad because you did that thing, or feeling guilty because you haven't done something that you knew you were supposed to have done. Now, when we talk about guilt, we're also talking about blame. When you feel guilty, you start blaming yourself for what you've done or what you haven't done, beating yourself up, regret, you know, all these come together. So, where did it come from? Now we know how it works. Where did it come from? Why most of us feel guilt? Because we were taught to deal with different situations the wrong way. Whether it was our parents, our schools, our surroundings, our family, we didn't learn how to perceive and look at things as they are. Instead, we make them bigger than they should be. For example, if I go to my exam, say it's a driver license exam or it's a school exam, and I didn't prepare myself, and I went to the exam and I failed. So I start saying, well, I should have studied. Well, I'm fool, I'm stupid, I'm not worthy, mm, I'm a failure, right? You start feeling guilt because you haven't studied enough for the exam and you're beating yourself up. Now, just a little change in the question or in the self-talk, the way you talk to yourself, could change everything. Say you failed in the exam and you told yourself, okay, I failed in the exam because I haven't prepared for it. That is to say, I haven't studied. And because I haven't studied, I didn't pass. Is there another chance? Now, just by asking this question, being aware of the problem, being aware of what you've done and how the result is directly related to your action. Being aware of the problem, acknowledging it, recognizing why is it there, you start asking questions out of curiosity, and instead of beating yourself up, you open yourself up. You open yourself up instead of beating yourself up. So now you ask something like, is there another chance for me to do the exam? Um, is this exam the most important? Does it really count? Now, say there is another opportunity. You go and ask the person, the examiner, proctor if it's school, and you say, okay, is there another chance? And they say yes. And now, because you have another chance, you know what exactly you need to do the next time. You need to study and prepare yourself for the exam so you don't have to go through the same emotions again. But now there's something much more important than repeating the exam and having the opportunity to have the exam again. And that is your attitude towards different situations will change. So if you were able to open yourself up for asking questions out of curiosity in this particular event of going to the exam, you can implement this way of thinking in every single event in your life. So if it's something bigger the next time and you fail, or something you should have done but you haven't done, anything that can bring up guilt and blame, now you can deal with it. So it's not that in every single event I have to learn the lesson again. Sometimes it's one lesson, and if you learn it once, you don't have to learn it again. You don't have to struggle again. And this is a very, very, very fundamental knowledge to have and to implement, because remember, knowledge is power only if it can be implemented, right? Knowledge is useless if we don't have it practically. If we can't implement our knowledge in our life, if we can't use the knowledge, then it's not power. It's a waste of time. It's just gathering information. So yes, having this knowledge and implementing it is so powerful that it will move you from guilt and blame to empowerment. You start empowering yourself. Okay, what questions should I ask? What lessons are in this event? How can I grow out of this? What should I do next time? What shouldn't I do next time? Can you imagine how the change of these questions and having awareness of the situation can drastically change your life and your attitude towards different events and circumstances? So yes, guilt is not an emotion that we as human beings are supposed to experience. Now, we experience it once and twice and 3 times and 100 times, but we're not supposed to keep experiencing the same emotion again and again, especially if it's keeping us stuck in overthinking, in depression and anxiety, right? So instead of next time, think of anything that when you do or when you don't do, you feel guilt, and start asking yourself questions out of curiosity. What can you learn? How can you change the situation? What you should do, what you should not do? All these questions will open you up for solutions, for new opportunities, for new doors actually will open before your eyes that you have never imagined to open, right? So this is my invite to you, my dear friend. Stop blaming yourself, stop beating yourself up. And if you do this, and if you change the questions, and you have awareness of the problem, and that you can actually find solutions by having awareness and changing your questions, it changes your life. You're moving from guilt to empowerment. So you're no longer blaming yourself, but now you are solution oriented, solution focused. You're focusing on solutions instead of focusing on the problem, because the problem exists. The problem exists, but what's the point of focusing on the problem if I'm not willing to solve it? That is my message to you today. I trust it helps. I trust it inspired you. If it did, make sure you share the video with as many people as you can so they can get also the advantage of watching it and getting inspired